Hi, I'm Vivian the Knitter.
And I'm Allison the Crocheter. And you're listening to Keep Calm and Carry Yarn.
Thank you so much for joining us for episode 101 of Keep Calm and Carry Yarn. This is a knitting and crocheting podcast brought to you by me, Vivian, and my daughter, Allison. And I'm recording from Michigan.
And I'm recording from Scotland. Hi, everyone.
Hello, everybody.
How's it going?
It's good. We're on 101 now.
Mm-hmm.
Past the 100 marker.
Yep. Really
3
into
digits.
the triple digits. Yep. How are you doing today?
I'm good. It's sunny today, and there's no snow, or at least it's not snowing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And all is good. And you have a fly buzzing around. I just saw something fly across your face.
Really? I didn't see anything.
Something.
Maybe there's a fly buzzing across your face.
Maybe.
It's
I don't
sunny.
know.
It might be dust motes. It's sunny here too.
Yay!
And yeah, after we had Storm Eunice come through, through the UK, but actually here in Edinburgh we were kind of fine. I mean, it was really windy for some of the days, but compared to other people, I think we were not too badly off. But I hope everybody else has been all right. And yeah, I just wanted to say thanks to everyone who sent us their warm wishes for our 5-year podiversary / 100 episodes. They were well received. And yeah, it's just nice. It's always nice to hear when new people discover the podcast, 5 years down the line, and hear from people who have been listening for ages. Yeah, it's good to just know you're all out there. We're not just talking into the void. And just a reminder for anybody who is new, we do a video version and an audio-only version. So either YouTube for the video version or anywhere else you get podcasts, basically, for the audio version. You can mix and match. You can see our faces. Whatever.
Yay, our faces. I just want to copy Louise Hunt of Kathness Craft Collective and say a random hello to Lady Wiggin. Her name is Jeanette, and she almost always posts her quiz results on our Ravelry board. And also to Angela Jenkins for all those comments on YouTube. Well, thank you, ladies. And hello.
Will we jump into crafty content?
Sure. I only have one whip. How many do you have?
I don't have any whips because my most recent whip is no longer a whip.
Oh, okay. Which we'll talk about later. Okay, I only have one whip, and it is my Winston cardigan.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm done with all the decrease because it's a cardigan where the sleeve runs along the shoulder, along the back, to the other side of the arm, right?
Mm-hmm.
From arm to arm with a big stripe of stripes, a big band of stripes. And then stitches continue down the back and then are picked up along the front. And so there's these bat wings going on. So I'm finally done with all the decreases from the bat wings. And now I'm on the slower decreases and also I'm going to start doing short rows that'll create the rounded edges along the hem of the cardigan. If that makes any sense to you, but this is what it looks like right now. I can wait. Can you see it?
Nice.
So it's extra wide.
Right
now.
So is that?
And it's just.
Yeah. No. They carry on.
No, it's it's just straight stockinette and decrease like every 10 rows at this point before I start the short rows for the bottom, the rounded hem on the bottom. So the back is a little bit longer than the front.
Yeah.
That makes any sense?
I think so. Can I see like what the end of the sleeves? Like how that works?
Right here.
Gotcha. Uh-huh.
So the end of these stripes, I'm going to be picking up stitches, and there'll be ribbing that goes beyond the elbow.
Uh-huh. So that's
like 3/4. I might make it longer because I think the pattern, it's the sleeves are only 3/4 sleeves, but if I continue, if I have enough yarn, I'll just continue to make it a longer sleeve.
And that's just in the main color, the charcoal.
No, that would be in one of these lighter colors.
Okay.
Either the light gray or the medium gray. I can't remember whichever one that I had to buy 2 skeins of. Because all the other colors, the turquoise, or not the turquoise, the teal, gray, the light, medium gray, light gray, and the yellow, all but one, I had to buy just one skein, and then whichever is the cuff, I had to buy 2 skeins. Gotcha.
I mean, you say cuff, but basically it sounds like it's the sleeve. Most of the sleeve.
Well, I mean, this thing part is part of the sleeve.
Yeah.
It goes up to the elbow.
Oh, it goes up to the elbow. And then, okay.
Yeah. Elbow-ish, something like that. I mean, I could try it on right now.
On top of your sweater.
On top of my sweater.
Ooh. It is cool. I do like, I like how it, like, yeah, the thin, skinny stripes just on that sort of top, like your, I don't know, like.
It's kind of like the yoke. I mean, it goes in the back, too.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
And then I have to pick up stitches for ribbing all around the whole thing, around, from here all the way around to the back and come back around.
So just continuous.
Like 1,000 stitches.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I don't know.
For people who couldn't see that was, yeah. Because I thought you were just talking about around the neck, but then obviously it goes around the neck and then down the front.
All the way around, down the front.
And then around
along the back.
The back hem, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, that's very big.
Yeah, but I think it'll be a very comfy, very versatile piece.
Yeah,
and it's got cashmere in it.
Throw it over. Yeah, I was just looking.
You just throw it on whenever.
At your notes, it's Knit Picks Capretta. Is that right?
Yep.
Merino and cashmere and nylon. Did you use that first? I feel like you use that a lot.
I've used it more than once. I used the fingering version for Emily's wedding shawl.
Yeah, okay,
and that's why I was like, oh, this is nice. and I'm going to use this for a sweat, something for myself.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it is fingering. So I use the bear where it comes in like a 100-gram skein, something like that, and which is undyed
for the shawl.
And for the shawl, and these are 50-gram skeins.
I see.
So yeah, I experimented on Emily's shawl before I bought it for myself.
Very good.
And that's what I have.
Yeah. Well, I don't have any whips.
So Buzzfeed.
Buzzfeed quiz. Yeah, you picked this one.
It's a little different.
Keeping track, my mom picks most of them. She's more on top of things.
Because I don't have a full-time job. Or I don't have 2 jobs.
Yeah, I don't have one full-time job. Well, maybe I do. Maybe I have one full-time job and one part-time job. The magazine is my full-time job.
It's definitely your full-time job now. I know, because I know you've complained to your sister about, oh, Mom's bugging me about recording again. I'm like, well, it is time to record.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, the name of this one is Build a TV detective team and we'll tell you how likely they are to solve a murder.
To solve your murder
case.
To solve your murder.
To solve my
You've been
murder.
Killed. I didn't even notice that. You've been killed and you have to build a TV detective team to solve your murder.
I see. Okay.
But I feel like this quiz was kind of up our alley because we both kind of watch these shows.
Police dramas, murder. even like the dramedy types.
Yeah, the dramedies,
like
Bones and
yeah,
Rizzoli Niles, Castle,
yeah, Psych,
yeah.
because I was in here too.
Yeah. Okay, anyway. So, well, okay,
What'd you
how
get?
okay, I'm just scrolling down. So mine says, this team is 75% likely to solve your murder. Your chances for justice are high with this team. Your lead detective extremely stubborn, and you will stop at nothing to solve and will stop at nothing to solve your murder. The rest of the team took your death extremely personally and is working around the clock to make sure your killer faces consequences. Is that what you got too? No?
No, it's not.
What'd you get?
This team is 100% likely to solve your murder. Your detectives are packing a lot of brain power. The rest of your team might be a bit unconventional, but it's clear you put a lot of thought into the overall group dynamic. They might play by the books, but there is certainly no stopping this team. Dun dun dun.
Right. Okay, so I feel like we just have to go through all the questions now. Okay, your lead detective. Your choices were Adrian Monk from Monk, Fox Mulder from The X-Files, Olivia Benson from Law & Order SVU, William Bunk Moreland from The Wire, Sean Spencer from Psych, Maria LaGuerta from Dexter, Spencer Reed from Criminal Minds, or Veronica Mars from Veronica Mars.
I picked Olivia Benson. Who did you pick?
I picked Monk. Only because Sam and I are watching the new season of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel at the moment.
Oh, and Adrian.
And Tony Shalhoub, he plays her dad. And I don't know if like the writing for the character has slightly evolved in like, the 4 seasons that there's been, but he reminds me more and more of Monk, like in this season. It's just like, that's just Monk.
Tony Shalhoub, he is like, what is it? Ethnically ambiguous, and he's always playing like something different. Yeah, I do love him. No, I picked Olivia Benson because I wanted my murder solved.
I was just going for what would be a funny show, which is evidenced by the fact that I picked their partner.
That too.
Yeah. So who did you pick as their partner? I won't list all the ones. It's quite a lot. Well, I mean,
Temperance Bones.
Is that who you picked? Yeah. See, I can see why you picked a competent team. Whereas I was like, who would be the most hilarious paired with Monk? And I went with Jake Peralta from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Because that would just be
that would be a funny
mess.
Team.
Yeah.
Be a mess.
If I was,
they even included Velma Dinkley from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
IT person?
I didn't really have any strong feelings, so I just went from Abby from NCIS. But I've never actually watched NCIS. I've just been in the room while you've watched NCIS.
Oh, okay. Well, that's who I picked. I picked Abby. She's going to get to the bottom of it.
And then the coroner, I picked Woody from Psych because he's funny.
Well, I picked another Bones character. I picked Camille Soroyan.
Yeah. And then Captain, I picked Raymond Holt from Brooklyn Nine-Nine as well.
I picked Gibbs from NCIS. This is why my murder is getting solved.
Yeah, whereas I picked all of my characters from the comedy ones.
All the funny ones.
Except for this one. Finally pick a lawyer, although I don't think any of these were really from comedy ones because the comedy ones don't have lawyers.
Well, Ally McNeil is it can be a comedy, a dramedy. I don't know. Who did you pick?
I went for Harvey Specter from Suits.
From Suits. That's a good one. I picked Jack McCoy.
From Law and Order.
From Law and Order, yep.
Right. So I feel like, I mean, yeah, so my choices were probably a lot picked by the things that I've watched most recently. So yeah, because Tony Shalhoub was in that, and then Brooklyn Nine-Nine, we watched that, and that only ended not that long ago.
Well, Law and Order is coming back. The original Law and Order, I don't know if it's already come back or is going to come back either this month or next month. I don't know, because it's been gone for a while. Right now, you know, they stopped doing the regular original OG Law and Order. They continued with SUV and all the other
Right. I
ones
see.
that they tried. And so now Jack McCoy is coming back with, or Sam Neill. No, this is not his name, Sam Neill. Watterson.
Uh-huh.
He's coming back as Jack McCoy. And yep. So I might start watching that again. I don't know.
Yeah. But that was very an American quiz.
Yes, very American.
I think it was all American.
They're all American shows.
Oh, no,
I don't think
Killing
there are any
Eve?
British shows. Oh, yeah, but that's on BBC America.
Yeah, BBC. Being your biggest hint, though.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Alrighty. FOs. You got a big, gigantic FO that you are wearing.
Yes, so I'm wearing my FO. This is my 373 cardigan, which is a free pattern by one of the Japanese yarn companies, I think. Piro? Don't know.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm pretty sure, wasn't that your Archive KCAL from last year?
Was it?
I think so. For sure.
Maybe it was. Okay. Well, definitely I was working on it at least in February last year because I was going through my old photos on my phone and I happened to see a swatch from this. And it was from February. So this is over a year in the making, which I feel like is pretty standard when it comes to garments for me or any projects, really. I've discovered I'm quite a slow crafter. But yeah, so this is a free pattern. It's a one size pattern. And then I kind of just, I don't think I used the yarn weights that it is written for. It was written for, oh no, maybe I did. A lace and a pink ring. No, I did. So I had used.
Held together.
Yeah. A lace weight, Rowan fine lace, and Isayer silk mohair in this sort of aubergine color.
Is that how you say it?
Is
that how you say it?
Isayer. Yeah, maybe something like that. That's what I finally found it in the notes, and that's what I've written. Isayer. I don't know. So this is how much of the Rowan yarn I have left.
Oh! Yeah, and you had to buy extra because you started out with not enough and you had to buy more.
Yeah, so that's maybe like a meter, but that's a little bit of a lie. I actually, because at the beginning I did a swatch for the crochet section of the cardigan and for the knitted section, which I frogged to get extra yarn. So that is, yeah, without that I would have needed more yarn.
Is that just the mohair right there?
No, this is both.
Was that both of them together?
Both of them together.
Oh, okay. You were able to frog that?
Yeah, I was able to frog it not too bad. The crochet would have been harder, I think. I had a little bit of troubles at the first and last stitch of the row, but other than that, it came out really easy. I didn't have to break it at all. Well, no, that's a lie. I couldn't. When I had 2 or 3 rows left, I just gave up. I was just like, ugh, and I ripped it. So I'll stand up so you can see. I finished cardigan.
Look at that! How adorable is that?
So
have you worn it out yet?
No, it still has ends on the inside. I don't know if you can see. Yep, there's the ends.
Oh yeah.
So I was rushing to finish it this morning, and then I was weaving in the ends. And you asked to record in an hour, and I asked, could we do it in an hour and a half? So I thought I could weave in some more ends, and then I realized I'm not going to weave in all the ends, so I'll just put them in the inside and just weave in the ones like at the ends of the sleeves and stuff that would be visible. So it looks like it's done, but it's not done. But yeah, I had gotten to the point where all the crocheted pieces were done a while ago, and it was just the knitting that I had to do because it's all like sewn together. It was crocheted, so it's a cardigan. You got the 2 front panels, the back panel, and then 1 piece for the sleeve each. That's then like sewn together.
Is the rib on the sleeve, is that crocheted or knitted? I can't tell.
It's knitted. So yeah, there's a rib on the sleeve. There's a rib at the bottom. Oh, the bottom. And then and then the sort of cowl sort of piece around
Trippy.
Yeah, I don't really know what the
neck
official
slash front.
the front of
The but
where the
yeah.
buttons would be if it had buttons, but it doesn't
Yeah.
because it's open. That's knitted as well. I had a few like stop and go moments where yeah, so I made both of so the cowl knit part is 2 pieces, and then you do is it a Kitchener join?
Oh, how did you do?
Oh my god.
How well?
Right. So, well, first of all, I knitted them about as long as I thought it needed to be from like eyeballing it. And then as I was sewing it then onto the crocheted part, I realized it was like a couple inches short on both sides. So I had to put them back on the needles, and I crocheted. So I did it on one, or not crocheted, knitted.
You knitted.
Yeah. I did it on one side, and I knitted it to the length where it, met in the middle.
Uh-huh.
And I counted how many extra rows I did. So I was like, I'll do that many extra rows. On the other side, did that, knitted the other extra rows, and then was sewing it onto, sewing that second piece onto the crochet. And yeah, and then I did the Kitchener join, and it took me a couple tries. I found a picture, like a diagram illustration online, and I even did the thing where I had to rotate it and then flip it so that it was in the exact orientation as how I was working it, because otherwise they were like, coming from the top. I could have just turned the piece around, but it just, that was the easiest thing for me. I had to unpick it in a few places because I wasn't doing it right, but I think I managed it okay. I think because I've been doing the darning, that helps, because it's kind of like that. But then I finished it. I was like, oh, not bad, not bad. Put it on, and I realized the panel that was sewn onto the crochet on the second side was kind of not completely straight. Yeah, so instead of it being like exactly aligned, there was sort of like almost like a fold there. Like basically the second piece was too long. I tried to fit too much knitted fabric per the crocheted bit. So obviously my gauge was off between the two panels. So I kind of sat with it and just kind of thought, it's fine. Like, it's not that bad. I probably wouldn't notice it. And then the more I thought about it, it's like, no, this is going to annoy me. Because with the mohair, once it's done, it's done. I don't know how I'm going to undo all this stuff, So I unpicked the Kitchener join thingy and I had to like put it back onto a bit of string, and then I undid it and redid it and resewed. And do you know what? It worked. It's fine. It worked. And I'm pretty happy with it. The other thing that I did wrong was I sewed the sleeves together when I finished crocheting them, but I forgot about the rib that has to go around it. And I just have the one knitting needle and cable, and so it was too big, and it wasn't really working. So I had to unpick the join of the sleeve like halfway so I could do it flat.
Do you have a really long cable? Because you could have done like a magic.
It's like,
never mind, forget it. Forget it.
It's not really long. It was kind of medium. Like, it was bigger than it needed to be. And
you only have one cord?
Yeah, just the one cord.
What I gave you.
Oh no, because you did give me a pair of needles with a cord, which I did the pussy hat with. This was a smaller knitting needle, but the cord is in the opposite, like the screw is opposite, so they're not interchangeable with the ones that the cords that I have, because I've got cords for Tunisian hooks and it's not interchangeable. So I had to do that with both sleeves. And then when I was sewing the sleeves back together, I couldn't remember how I'd done it the first time. The first time it was really neat and tidy, and I was doing it, I was like, why isn't this working? Because I'd obviously slip stitched it together, and then I had to like really investigate what I'd done, and it was because I'd done one slip stitch and then a chain and then a slip stitch and then a chain and a slip stitch, because I was trying to do all slip stitches. But yeah,
so you could like look at it and figure it out. Look at you, such an expert.
Well, yeah, particularly because it was crocheted and not knitted or anything. But then I think for the other sewing, I just kind of sewed it together, like mattress stitch, not really mattress stitch. But yeah, so I think I like it. It's good. I mean, there's a little bit of a, like, I think the seam of the sleeves is a bit like almost like a little bit of a puff not a puff, but you know, you can see that seam.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I like soak it and block it again, if that will kind of
I think you
flatten out a little bit.
could maybe block it out
Yeah.
or steam it out.
Yeah. But another, yeah, I think this is a nice one to just throw on top of things. It's like boxy and oversized, although it doesn't have like a full length sleeve. So I'm actually wearing a long sleeve shirt under this. So I mean, that looks fine.
Yeah, I have found that I don't really like to wear 3/4 sleeves because I mean, even though like most of the time I'm always like pushing my sleeves up,
Yeah.
but when it's not pushed up, I want it all the way down. And when it's 3/4, you can't pull it. Because I think because we are short and we have short arms, we're so used to having our sleeves long.
Yeah, I mean, my shirt
when they're
is long as well.
Yeah, so when they're not long, I mean, look how long I knit I couldn't stop here, but I kept going. That when they fall like right at your wrist, it just feels like, oh, my wrist is cold or naked or whatever. So,
yeah, or my shirt's too short.
Trials of being
too short when really they're actually perfect. That's my theory as to why when I'm walking around town and it's cold out, Sam generally runs warmer than me, but a lot of the times my hands are warmer than his when we're walking around, and I think it's because my coat sleeves,
your sleeves,
cover like half of my hand. So do you have any FOs?
I have 2 FOs and a sort of FO. So I'll start with my sort of FO, and it is you've been all doing all the darning and stuff. I just had to do the same.
Ah, nice.
So these are your dad's socks, and he wore holes. I mean, the gray bits is mohair. It's not. There weren't actually hose. It was just so threadbare that it was just like
the nylon.
There's nylon and silk in this yarn, so it was just like the silk bits. And so I duplicate stitched all of that, and I used my darning mushroom, and it's hard to. I guess it'd be easier to tell with this one. And I actually had the same yarn, but in a slightly different color, so you can see right here. There was a hole right here
in the heel.
So I darned that in the heel, at the bottom of the heel, and then and both toes were like you must have long toenails. Like right by the thumb toe, there were like holes right there. So yeah, it's hard to see because the color is so close.
Oh, of the blue on the toe, yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you mean now.
They were slightly off, but same yarn, so I figured I'd just use the same yarn.
Nice.
So that's my darning that I did.
I was saying to you earlier, that's actually quite a nice project to undertake because it means he actually enjoys the socks and wears it all the time, and that's why they've
those socks are 10 years old. I look back on my Ravelry. I was like, wow, they're 10 years old. So he asked for another pair. He said, I'm just going to throw these out. Could you make me another pair? I'm like, no, don't throw those out.
No new things for you. Only old things.
But I did cast on another pair of purse socks in more manly colors. Because the ones that I had currently were like bright pinks and stuff. So like, he's never going to want to wear this. Yeah. So I set that aside and started something in the blues for him. But, it takes me a long time to... Generally, it takes me a while to finish purse socks because I don't really work on them unless I'm in the car or something like that, or sitting at a restaurant. My second FO is something. There's a cat banging on the door. Is something that I started and it was really quickly. They're ankle warmers.
Oh. For you?
For me, yeah, they're stretchy. They go. Emily said the same thing. It's like, is that gonna go over your white giant feet? I'm like, yes.
No, that's not what I meant. But
they do go over my fat feet and my giant ankles. But I have these short boots, and when I wear long socks with them, the socks are always falling down and they don't stay up, and I'm constantly pulling on them.
Right.
Where if I wear short socks, then my ankles are cold.
Right.
Because it touches and it sticks to the leather on the inside, and I just don't like that. So I made these, and I'm wearing short socks, and I put these over, and I put them in my shoes. so my ankles can stay warm. And I wore them yesterday, and they work.
Very good.
They work fine. Yeah, on two different pairs of boots. So like I have those my beans boots because they're rubber. Are they rubber? The foot part is rubber, but the top part is leather. Anyway, so
maybe I need maybe I need a pair because I think it's a fact of not having a dryer, but all my socks after about a year, they just, even if they're long socks, I wear them in my sneakers and then they're halfway down my foot and it drives me nuts. If I buy new socks, they're fine for about a year and then they start to do that drooping thing. And
I wonder, but that's not how long are your socks when you're wearing your sneakers?
Sometimes what?
You said when you're wearing your sneakers. How long of a sock do you wear when you're wearing sneakers?
In the winter, I wear long socks. Like, not ankle socks. Oh.
Yeah, I can make you a pair. I have extra yarn. I thought maybe I can make some pretty ones.
Yeah, that's funny.
With some color work. So these work. I just had some extra, I don't know why I had one skate of Cascade 220 just lying around. Maybe I intended to make a hat or something. So that's that. A very small FO.
Yeah.
And finally, I finished my Firefall toque.
What do you mean finally? You only just started it.
Well, no, finally, my third I see.
Yeah? Good. So that's meant to be more of a beanie though, yeah? Like not a slouchy beanie?
No, it is actually meant to be slouchy.
Okay.
If you look at the picture.
I just assumed because all your hats end up too big.
No, this one actually is supposed to look like that. When I was working on it, I was like, why does it look funny? And then I looked at the picture of it, of just the hat. It's supposed to look like that. See?
Oh yeah, it's a little slouchy. You see that? Yeah. You're correct.
Well, on Ravelry, they have. Well, actually, this is just the pattern. I mean, in the magazine itself, there's other pictures, and it looks just like this, where it's looks like a long thing.
Yeah. It's so nice. I love the little cables.
I can wear it with the folded.
Oh yeah,
too.
That looks nice. Yeah.
If I wanted, and I'm just trying to decide whether or not to put like one of those faux fur pom-poms up top.
I don't think it needs a pom-pom.
No. I just have a bag of pom-poms because I had bought some from Amazon, and it was like, because they could be quite expensive, but it was like, I think it was $10 for a bag of 20 or something like that, something ridiculous. So like, okay, I have to use these up. So this is 3 Irish Girls Springvale DK, and it's got these it's blue with some brown gold speckles. The cable is interesting because actually the whole hat is interesting. All the knits are twisted knits, even in the cable. So that's why the knit stitches kind of pop out more than
they're very
usual.
Defined.
And so they're all like they look almost like Celtic knots, like but not.
Yeah,
but not.
So funny. So how do you do a twisted knit stitch on purpose? Because I was doing them on accident at some point.
You could do it the way you did it, where you do it, you turn.
I was doing
your yarn the wrong way. You're doing your pearls twisted.
Oh, was that what I was doing?
I think that's what you were doing. No, you knit into the back of the loop. So you know how when the yarn sits on the needle, there's a front and a back.
Yeah.
And when you knit, you usually knit through the front of the loop.
Yeah.
But if you're doing a twisted knit stitch, you have to knit in the back of the loop.
But isn't the back of the loop on the front of the needle? Or then okay. Wait. so yeah, I guess if you just do it that way the whole way through, then your loops.
Yes. All your stitches will be twisted.
Did Did you get what I was confused with for a second though? Because I put the yarn on my finger as if it was on the knitting needle, but like normal. I'm like, but if you knit into the, but it's on the wrong side of it. It's like, oh wait, so because it would be that way. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, you got it. You got it.
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. Knitting.
What is knitting? So yeah, I'm very pleased with it. I don't know. I might wear it out today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I have.
Have you made a start on your Archive KCAL? Is that what you're gonna say?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't either, and I was really, really thinking that I would be able to start a swatch with my yarn, but then this cardigan took up all my time, and I haven't even wound up the yarn yet.
Okay, now remind people, what is the Archive KCAL and when is the Archive KCAL?
Okay, the Archive KCAL starts on March 1st, so I'm not sure if this episode is going out exactly before then, but March 1st to May 31st, so you've got all of March, April, and May to participate in the KCAL, the KCAL, KCAL, because it's knitting and crochet. And yeah, so with the Archive KCAL, we are encouraging people to have a dig, have a rummage into their archive of favorited projects, patterns that have been, in their library for about 3 years or more, or less if you haven't even been crafting for that long, but stuff that's getting on a bit, just as a way to get us to make things that we've been meaning to for a long time, but just haven't gotten around to it because a new shiny thing comes along and distracts us from the stuff that we originally had wanted to do, and then we forgot about the things that we wanted to do. So yeah, so I'm going to be doing a shawl, and actually what I can talk about is because
Meg's Wrap, right? Meg's Wrap.
Is that
Meg's Wrap.
I can't even remember what that. Okay, yeah, I think that's what it's called. It is a triangle shawl, and it's got like stripes, kind of in 3 different 2 color stripes in sections that kind of look like they remind me of like plowed fields, like coming from different directions, like perpendicular.
Oh, I was thinking they kind of like if I remember it correctly, like the beginnings of a log cabin quilt block.
Yeah, kind of like that as well. So, and it's a really big triangle shawl, which looks lovely. But the thing is, I just don't wear triangular shawls.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, and as much as I think I'm going to, and as much as I love the ones that I have that are triangular, I just don't wear them. So I've been sketching out the possibility of taking that same motif and doing it rectangular. Oh my god, I don't know if this is gonna be.
Why do you do this to yourself?
I don't know. So I started sketching out here, like what it might look like. So essentially,
so you can make like 3 of the triangle shawls, but put it together and make it a rectangle and make it smaller, right?
Basically, yeah. And I'm hoping I'll have enough yarn. So basically, I'm using the same exact yarn as what the pattern calls for, and I think there's one color that you use more than the other 2. So if I kind of work it in an opposite way, each of those 3, so essentially like 3 triangle shawls, but like fit together to create a rectangle. Each of them,
or parallelogram.
Yeah, each of them can kind of use one of the 3 colors as its like main color. And does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Mm.
So I don't know how much math I'm actually gonna do to see if I have enough yarn, or if I'm just gonna go for it. So
let's see. Hopefully you'll finish this before we start our next archive.
So what were you gonna do again?
So I've changed my mind. So last time I mentioned the Traquare hat, whatever, and so I was looking at the stitch pattern and everything. I was like, I don't think I had the headspace to do something like that. Plus the fact that it's got that giant seam in the back, and I don't like that. Yeah. So I decided, and because I also said that I wanted to do something from my stash, I couldn't really find anything that I liked from my stash for something like that. So I decided that I'm going to knit a pair of mitts, and they're by Isolde Teague Millet, but it's spelled Milet, and there's a line over the I and a line over the E. So is it Millet? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, dinner.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, can you see?
Uh-huh. Nice. Very Nordic.
And I've had this. Yes, I've had this for a while. The pattern. Somebody actually gifted it to me a while ago. So I am going to use yarn that I got from Hub's Mill before they went out of business. So this is the Fiber Company, Fingering Cumbria Unto the Hills, a lustrous blend of brown Masham merino and mohair. So that's these two colors, and then this white is alpaca that I also got there because I didn't have a third color. So I'm going to basically, instead of the gold in the pattern, I'll use the green.
Is that green?
So I have this teal, green, something like that. But yeah.
And then the navy for the navy.
So, the navy for the navy, yeah. I haven't even wound
yes,
this
I
I
see
wanted
it.
But yeah, I really like the label. So yeah, I'm gonna use this, and let's see. And I'm not gonna swatch because you start with a cuff, and the cuff is done. So that it's flipped over.
So it's thick, double thick.
Yeah, the cuff is done so that it's knit on the inside, and then you flip it over, and then it's on the outside. And so I figured the cuff will be
swatch,
because I'm gonna have to swatch a couple times because the cuff will have more of the white. So that'll be my swatch.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work, I'll just rip it out. And then once I start that part, or the base of the mitt, that'll be another swatch.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just gonna swatch as I go. And since they're not, I'm knitting them one at a time, so I'll be swatching. I'm excited about that.
Nice.
I'm gonna skate it up, or I'm gonna wind it up as soon as we finish here today.
And knowing you'll probably make a second project because that will take you no time at all.
Not unless the gauge doesn't work out. That if I do have a second project, I have a couple. I don't know them off the top of my head, but there are a couple that I have stuck in a bundle in my favorites to look at.
Yeah.
We'll see what I do.
Cool. Right.
Okay.
Well, do you have any shop talk for Pearl and
I do have shop talk. Yes. So my Etsy shop's called Pearl and Plum, and I just finished a few bags. And I guess I'm going on a theme. Like last time was all about cats, and I've sold most of those bags already, but this time it's all about crafting. And I've made this bag before, but this is an Allison bag. It's my medium size, but I just got this yarn that goes with
the yarn fabric. You mean
the main fabric? So I didn't have this.
Oh yeah, it's from. It must be from the same collection though, yeah.
Yeah, it's from the same collection, but I didn't find it until after I had made a few of these bags. But the inside fabric is what I use for the the drawstring part of the last one, and it goes really well too.
Yeah.
So that's this one, and I have a new fabric that's also well. This one isn't just crafting themed; it is knitting themed. Knitting and yarn themed. And it's got a knitting basket with yarn and needles. There are no hooks though. Hats and gloves, or hats and scarves.
Cute. And even the
this was really
coordinating cute. Fabric. Well, the one at the top's got the yarn balls, but the other one looks like knitted stitches.
Yeah. These are not the same collection. They just happen to go really well.
Yeah, the colors.
Because this yarn, the with the yarn balls, it actually goes with a fabric that has cats on them, which I didn't buy because I didn't like the cat fabric.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's that. And then I have a couple of sheep bags that I just made too. And these are old favorites that I've remade. This is with the batik sheep, and the black and white heart sheep, which is this one.
Oh, yep. Classic.
Yep. This was definitely the black and white sheep is definitely a favorite from before, and I have to make more of these. I don't have any in the Emily small size. So I'll do that, and hopefully they'll also be in the shop when we post this episode. I think, is that it? Yeah, that's it. Oh, and I made a bunch of those. I don't know if you can see. This is another favorite. I made more than one this time of the cabled sweater lily bags.
Yeah.
The linen on the bottom, the leather handle.
Very nice.
So yeah.
A knitted bag without being a knitted bag. Because I guess, I mean, yeah, if you knitted a bag like that, you would have to have some sort of like strong lining on the inside. That
canvas or something.
Cool.
So yeah, I was thinking, maybe I'll keep this. Maybe I'll keep one of them. I don't know.
Cool. Very good.
And that's all I have. Do you have anything for Yarny Bits and Bobs?
No.
Nerdtastic?
No.
Nothing you've been watching?
Nothing of note.
Okay.
Let me take it away.
All right.
If you want to find the show notes for this episode or any other episode, just check out our website at kcacypodcast.wordpress.com. That's KCACY for Keep Calm and Carry Yarn. Our Instagram is also KCACY Podcast. You can join the Ravelry group if you would like to. Just search for Keep Calm and Carry Yarn Podcast in the Groups tab. You can subscribe to the podcast on your favorite podcast app. You can also subscribe to the podcast on YouTube. So thank you for listening.
And remember to keep calm and carry yarn. Bye.
Bye.